She said she needed 3 weeks to find herself, but I found her wrapped around her married ex on a beach in Portugal. She thought I'd cry and wait. Instead, I exposed her to her boss, wrecked her lies, and changed the locks. What happened next? She never saw it coming. Before we dive in, drop a comment with where you're watching from, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more videos like this. Let's begin. The door slammed behind her like punctuation to a sentence I never wanted to hear. She didn't cry, didn't look back, just rolled her suitcase down the hall like she was headed to a meditation retreat and not walking away from a 4-year relationship. I watched her go without saying a word, coffee mug still warm in my hands. My name's Marcus Hale, 35, product manager, Los Angeles. Her name? Claire, 34, formerly the woman I'd once built a future with. Now, apparently, a woman on a soul-searching mission. We had our moments, sure. Good ones, real ones. Sunday brunches with mismatched mugs, spontaneous midnight drives up Mulholland, dumb fights over laundry cycles and thermostat settings. But still, we had something. Or I thought we did. Until that Tuesday night, when she sat across from me at dinner, silent, detached, all made up like she had somewhere better to be, and whispered those words, "I need a break from us. Just 3 weeks. To think," she said, "to figure things out." And I believed her. For about 6 minutes. She claimed she was crashing at her friend Nicole's place. Said it with that serious, teary-eyed tone, like she'd been rehearsing the line all day in the mirror. But something in her face twitched. Not sadness, not fear, just calculation. I've worked in tech for a decade. I know what a debug lie looks like. And Claire was debugging me, piece by piece. That night, after she left our apartment wearing that powder blue dress she usually saved for wedding invites and upscale dinners, I sat in silence. No music, no TV, just the echo of my own thoughts and the shallow thud of realization kicking in. She was gone, but not confused, not lost, just gone, to someone, somewhere. I knew, deep in my gut, this wasn't about space. It was an alibi. So I waited. 2 hours. Then walked into our room and opened her drawer. Empty perfume shelf. No sleep shirt. All her favorite makeup was gone. She took the essentials, not for a 3-week trial separation, but for something planned. Polished. The next morning, I took a calculated breath, poured myself the strongest coffee I could make, and called my best friend Logan. A guy who'd been through a divorce so brutal he still used his ex-wife's name as a password reminder. Never again. Get a lawyer, Logan said. Fast. Before she turns your life into a screenplay. He recommended someone. Guy named Ron Mendoza. Sleek office. Sharp smile. Wore his suit like a warning. Within hours, I was sitting across from him, detailing the cracks in my marriage like a deposition. I told him about Claire's sudden urge to find herself, about her mysterious friend Nicole, and a suitcase packed like a runway escapee. Ron leaned back, eyes sharp. She's not just leaving. She's launching something, he said flatly. You need to build your defense. Now. And that's what I did. I changed my passwords, froze our joint account, called the landlord, and made sure only my name stayed on the lease. I wasn't sabotaging her life. I was saving mine. But nothing prepared me for what I found next. While packing up her things, I came across a drawer she'd never let me near. Inside was an old leather pouch, photos, love notes, and plane tickets. Not from me, from someone else. 10 photos. One man, over and over, laughing on beaches, embracing at wine tastings. One postcard read, Lisbon, 2019, just us again. Lisbon. Claire had never been to Portugal. At least, not that I knew. And then it hit me. Her 3-week soul-searching journey. It wasn't with Nicole. It wasn't even in California. It was with him, whoever he was. By Thursday, Claire's 3-week clarity quest was trending dangerously close to international betrayal. At first, I thought it would drive me insane, picturing her somewhere warm and luxurious, sipping wine and whispering into someone else's ear. But instead of spiraling, I found clarity. Not the kind she pretended to seek. Real clarity. Sharp and bitter. I remembered something else. Claire had recently taken a medical leave from work. Claimed she was too anxious to function. Said her therapist had warned her to step back for her mental health. Back then, I bought it. Even made her herbal tea the night She called HR in tears. Now, I knew better. So I did what anyone in my situation would do. I investigated. I opened her iPad, which she'd forgotten to log out of. Within minutes, I found her hidden Instagram account, one she never told me about. 15 followers, a digital echo chamber of her closest circle. And right there, her latest post, geotagged in Lisbon, Portugal. The photo made my stomach curl. Claire, smiling in the sunlight, a man's hand curled around her waist. The caption, learning how to breathe again. Finally, every part of my body froze. I clicked through the rest of the posts. More photos. Claire on a beach. Claire on a boat. Claire sharing ice cream with a man I didn't recognize, but would never forget. He was tall, smug, mid-30s, with the kind of face that looked like it had cheated before. And the worst part? She looked happy. Not reflective. Not guilty. Just free. Then I saw a comment under one of the pictures. Griffin Barrow 79, my forever travel partner. Griffin. I didn't know the name, but I knew the situation. And suddenly, the memories came back. Late night texting, the way she pulled her phone close whenever I walked by, the random new password she added, just for security, the emotional distance that felt more like a wall. All of it made sense now, but I wasn't going to confront her yet. Not with rage, not with texts. I needed power, not pity. So I reached out to someone who could give me answers. Taylor, Claire's college friend, the one who always knew a little too much. I messaged her casually. Hey, got time for coffee? She replied within minutes. We met the next afternoon at a coffee shop near Venice Beach. She looked nervous, eyes darting, voice low. I shouldn't be doing this, she said, sipping her chai latte like it was court-ordered. Claire made me promise. Promise what? She didn't answer with words. Instead, she pulled out her phone, tapped through an album, then turned the screen toward me. Boom. Claire and Griffin. Again. Different photos. But same smiles. Same intimacy. Same betrayal. She told me she was going to Portugal to clear her head, Taylor said. But she also said she needed Griffin to help her understand herself. Whatever that means. I didn't respond. I didn't flinch. I just asked. Griffin, he's single. Taylor blinked. No. He's married. 3 years. His wife's name is Tracy. The ground tilted beneath me. Claire wasn't just cheating. She was helping someone else cheat, too. This wasn't a midlife crisis. This was a full-on international disaster. I thanked Taylor, got copies of the photos, asked her not to tell Claire we'd talked. Then I went home and started building a folder on my computer titled, simply, Evidence. Instagram screenshots, email headers, plane tickets. And then, I found Tracy. Her Instagram was public. Realtor. Southern California. Happily married. At least according to the smiling anniversary posts with Griffin from just a few weeks ago. I debated for hours. Then I wrote a message. Hi Tracy. You don't know me. My name's Marcus Hale. I believe your husband and my wife are currently in Portugal together. I thought you deserved to know. I'm sorry. I attached 5 photos. Then hit send. It was quiet for the next 24 hours. But I knew that silence was the sound of her life crumbling, just like mine had. The silence broke at 11:04 a.m. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I stared at it for a second, then answered. Is this Marcus Hale? The voice asked. A woman's voice, tight with emotion. Yes. This is Tracy Adams, Griffin's wife. I could hear everything in her voice. Shock, heartbreak, fury. The shivering ache of someone who just had the floor drop out from under them. I saw the photos, she whispered. I just needed to hear it from you. Are they really together? Yes, I said gently. They've been posting from Portugal all week. I don't know how long it's been going on, but it's not new. Silence. Then her breath caught, like she'd been stabbed in the chest. He said it was a business trip. He told me. He said Lisbon was a tech summit. I packed a suitcase myself, Marcus. I didn't say anything. What could I say? She'd packed his clothes so he could cheat on her more comfortably. We talked for 20 minutes, 2 strangers connected by mutual betrayal. And somehow, in that twisted space, we found a strange sense of clarity. She thanked me for telling her, said she was going to do something about it. I wished her luck. An hour later, my lawyer Ron called me with a tone in his voice I hadn't heard before. Did you send the evidence to her employer? Yes, I said. Everything. Photos. Dates. Timestamps. She's on medical leave. That's a lie. Ron let out a low whistle. That's huge. Fraud. If they fire her, she can't claim financial support in court. Good, I said, and meant it. That evening, the fallout began. Claire called me 3 times in a row. I didn't pick up, but the voicemails. Oh, I saved them. Marcus, please call me back. Something's wrong at work. They've contacted me. I don't know what to do. No mention of Portugal. No apology. Just panic. Later that night, Tracy struck back, publicly. She posted a full album of the affair on Facebook. No filters, no soft lighting, just raw betrayal in high resolution. Every picture tagged, Griffin Adams. Claire Hale. Caption. This is what betrayal looks like. While I packed his bag for a business trip, he was on the beach with someone else's wife. You both deserve each other. I'm done. It spread like wildfire. Claire's coworkers saw it. Her parents saw it. Even our landlord texted me. Wow. Saw the Facebook thing. You okay, man? I was more than okay. Because this wasn't just revenge. It was justice. The next morning, Ron called again. We just got word. Claire's employer terminated her effective immediately. Breach of policy. Fraud. She lost her job. I closed my eyes and exhaled. It was happening. Every lie she spun was unraveling. Every excuse she rehearsed was collapsing. And now it was my move. I filed the divorce papers. Then I changed the locks. And I waited. 2 days later, she flew back from Portugal. Alone. No Griffin. No Tan. Just regret. She showed up at the apartment around noon, dragging 2 suitcases and a face full of disaster. Her key didn't work. She knocked. Then pounded. Then screamed. Marcus, open the door. I walked up to the window, calm as ever, holding the envelope with the divorce papers. I cracked the window, slid the envelope through, and said, You needed 3 weeks. I figured it out in 3 hours. Her hand shook. Her eyes watered. Please, she whispered. Let me explain. I smiled, cold, calm, tired. There's nothing left to explain. And I shut the window. I watched her from the window. Claire stood there on the front steps, holding the divorce papers like they were some foreign language. Her face, usually so composed, so perfectly curated, was a mess. Hair knotted from the flight, lips cracked, foundation smudged from hours of crying. She looked like a woman who'd returned home from a war she started and lost. Her knuckles rapped on the glass again, softer this time, pleading. Marcus, just talk to me. I didn't, because I had nothing left to say. While she'd been sunbathing with a married man, I'd been reclaiming my life. The locks were changed. The apartment scrubbed clean of her existence. All her clothes, gone. Furniture she bought, packed and stored at her parents' place. Her beloved espresso machine, sold. I wasn't going to wake up to the scent of betrayal every morning. The final nail? The car. The hatchback she drove was leased in my name because her credit couldn't finance a pack of gum. So earlier that week, I called the dealership. Hi, I need to terminate the lease and schedule pickup. They didn't ask questions. Just set a date. Thursday, 3 p.m. So there I stood on Thursday afternoon, sipping fresh coffee while the tow truck pulled up like it was delivering karma. I watched from the kitchen window as the driver latched the car to his rig. Claire, standing on the sidewalk, wide-eyed. What are you doing? That's my car. No, Claire. It's not. It never was. The driver shrugged, gave me a thumbs up, and drove off with the last piece of her old life trailing behind him like a funeral procession for her lies. She broke then, right there on the pavement. The tears came in heaving sobs. She tried calling again. 5 times. Then 10. Then 20. I didn't pick up. I just sat back on the couch and let the silence wrap around me like a blanket. That evening, her dad came to pick her up. He didn't say a word to me, just stood there while she loaded her bags into his car. The look on his face wasn't anger. It was disappointment. Not at me. At her. The kind of look fathers give when they realize their daughter isn't who they thought she was. And just like that, she was gone again. Only this time, she had nothing left. No apartment. No car. No job. No Griffin. Turns out, Tracy didn't just expose them. She nuked their lives. Griffin folded fast when Tracy confronted him. According to Taylor, who had a front row seat to the meltdown, he blamed it all on Claire. Said she pressured him. Said he was confused. Claimed it was a mistake. Classic coward moves. He packed his bags, flew home early, and begged Tracy to forgive him. Claire, left behind like trash after a beach picnic. Taylor sent me the messages. Claire's furious. Desperate. Tried calling Griffin 27 times. He blocked her. Completely ghosted. She posted a vague quote on her public Instagram. Sometimes the hardest storms lead to the clearest skies. The comments were brutal. Her co-workers roasted her. Her college friends unfollowed. Her extended family messaged me to apologize. Even her cousin Jenna, who once told me I was too boring for Claire, DM'd me, saying, "She did you dirty. I'm honestly shocked. You didn't deserve this." No one bought her narrative anymore. No one came to rescue her. No one called her brave for finding herself. Her lies had reached their expiration date. And I was finally free. The morning after she left with her dad, I woke up in a bed that finally felt like mine. The silence? Glorious. No passive-aggressive sighs. No sound of her typing furiously on some secret second account. No tension so thick it could crack ceramic. Just me, my coffee, and the soft clink of ice cubes swirling in a glass I didn't have to justify. The chaos she left behind. It wasn't my responsibility anymore. Claire had burned down the life we built for a vacation in someone else's arms. And now she was paying for it, every single day. Her job had officially fired her. Word got around fast about the medical leave that was actually a luxury affair. HR demanded she pay back the salary she'd collected under false pretenses. She had no savings. She'd never been good with money. The $200 facial products and daily delivery smoothies had come back to bite her. I heard she applied for unemployment. They denied it. Termination for fraud isn't a great resume booster. And Griffin? Oh, Griffin vanished like a scared rabbit in headlights. After Tracy's viral post detonated their little fantasy world, he went underground, deleted his socials, changed his number. Word on the grapevine was that he moved out of his house and into a corporate apartment across town. Tracy kicked him out, filed for divorce, posted a TikTok about leveling up after betrayal. It went viral. She got brand deals, a podcast offer. Claire, she didn't even have Wi-Fi in her parents' basement. She tried damage control, reached out to friends, said she made a mistake, claimed she was in a dark place, tried spinning the whole Portugal trip into a mental health story. But no one believed her anymore. She'd lied to too many people, burned too many bridges. Her mom didn't speak to her for days. Her dad charged her rent. Even Nicole, the imaginary friend she was supposed to be staying with, blocked her. And me? I moved on. Peacefully. Quietly. Completely. I went back to the gym. Started sleeping through the night. Reconnected with old friends. Laughed again. Loud, unfiltered belly laughs. Started taking long drives with the windows down and music turned up, like I used to before the marriage became a silent competition of who could pretend longer. A month later, I ran into her. Grocery store. Sunday afternoon. She looked wrecked. Greasy hair tucked under a ball cap. Hoodie 2 sizes too big. No makeup. No sparkle. Just shadows and regret clinging to her skin like dust. She froze when she saw me. I kept walking. She opened her mouth like she was about to say something, some half-baked apology, some fake epiphany, but I didn't stop, didn't flinch. I pushed my cart right past her like she was part of a sale I wasn't interested in. And in that moment, I realized something. I never had to scream, never had to throw anything, never had to beg. She thought I'd fall apart. Instead, I let her do it all by herself. Her fantasy crumbled. Her lies collapsed. Her new life dissolved faster than she could say. It was just a mistake. And me? I survived. I rebuilt. I won. Because revenge doesn't always look like fire and fury. Sometimes it's just peace. And not letting them back in.